The world just witnessed history. India's daughters rise, from gully dreams to world champions.
India's women just changed cricket forever? BROOO, history made. India's women just won the Cricket World Cup, and they did it the hard way. From 3 straight losses to absolute queens of the knockout stages. This wasn't just a win, this was a rewrite the future, make every little girl believe moment. We break it down for you now on this episode of the Zebra Truth Podcast. From losing 3 group games to lifting the trophy, that's not luck, that's heart, hunger, and pure Desi grit. The D Y Patil Stadium in Mumbai roared and erupted like a volcano. A billion of eyes saw the dream rose. And in the biggest moment, Harmanpreet handed the ball to Shafali, a 20-year-old part-time spinner who turned into a full-time legend. This win is bigger than cricket. It's for every girl who picked up a bat in a lane. Let's get right to it. India's women have done what seemed impossible. But Jane, this isn't just a sports story, is it? This win feels seismic, almost like a cultural earthquake.
It really does, Thomas. I mean, on paper, it's about runs, wickets, and a trophy, but in reality, it's a moment that touches a billion lives, and suddenly every kid with a bat in a back alley can see a path to something legendary. I honestly got goosebumps watching Shafali Verma, just 20, transform from a part-time spinner to full-blown hero on the biggest stage.
That's what gives me chills, too. And Harmanpreet's gut call to hand her that ball, imagine the pressure. It's wild how sport can reflect so much about who we are as a society. I mean, this win felt almost like a metaphor for challenging old ideas and flipping the script.
Absolutely, and you're spot on about metaphors. The way the team bounced back after those group defeats? Total masterclass in resilience. But it also makes you wonder, why did it take so long for this revolution to reach women's cricket in India?
What stands out for me is how the narrative changed mid-tournament. They lost 3 group games, got written off, but then everything flipped. Do you think that underdog status made the victory sweeter? Or does it hide some deeper issues about support and investment?
That's a fantastic point. The underdog angle gives us this classic Cinderella story, yeah. But behind the feel-good vibes, it's also a sharp critique like, why did they have to claw their way back instead of starting on equal footing? Remember, until 2017, most of these players didn't even have full-time contracts.
And even today, the Women's Premier League pays a fraction of what the guys make, despite pulling in record crowds and streaming numbers, over 300 million views for the final. It's like the world is finally catching up to the potential that's always been there.
Funny you mention crowds seeing 40,000 fans in Mumbai for a women's final was surreal. And yet, so many still treat women's cricket as a novelty. That attitude screams how slow institutional change can be, even when the public's already on board.
Let's flip the lens for a second. This is more than just a trophy. Do you feel like these players, and even the broadcast moments, are holding up a mirror to the wider gender dynamics in India right now?
Oh, definitely. Harmanpreet's story juggling a day job as a railway clerk, sprinting after trains just to make practice hits home for so many women balancing dreams with daily realities. Her journey from that grind to raising the cup is its own social commentary.
And it cuts both ways. On one hand, you've got fans like the Bucket Hatters chanting Deepti Sharma's name, but on the other, you still hear pundits say the girls are playing well, not women. That language says a lot about what's left to change.
Totally. And it's almost comic-like. People are surprised women can smash sixes, as if they're fighting gravity. But there's a real edge to it, because every small linguistic slip reflects deeper biases, even as the players rewrite what's possible.
What struck me is how much the win means for visibility. Cricket's always been the national obsession, but for women, it's never just about the game. It's about belonging in public life, being seen, being valued. Let's get practical if we break down the facts. There's a lot to celebrate, but also some glaring gaps. Contracts only came in recently, and pay disparity is still massive. What's holding things back, and what's the most realistic way forward?
I'd say inertia, old boys' clubs, outdated management, and plain old bureaucracy. And yet, we're seeing $500 million invested in the Women's Premier League. So change is happening, just not fast enough. Maybe the next step is for brands and federations to match their marketing dollars to the energy on the ground.
It's also a question of who gets to make decisions. More women in leadership, more grassroots investment, maybe even quotas for airtime. Those are practical but powerful levers. But as we've seen, sometimes all it takes is a single gutsy call, like Harmanpreet's captaincy decisions, to start a domino effect.
And if we imagine the best-case scenario, maybe this wins the tipping point, where little girls play on every street and nobody blinks. Or, worst case, it's a blip. But if fans keep up this momentum, the system can't ignore them forever. I'm rooting for the long haul.
All right, time to wrap it up. We've heard about grit, unfair odds, and game-changing moments. There's hope and there's critique. So what's the big takeaway for our audience?
If I had to sum it up, this win is a blueprint for what happens when you smash through assumptions on the field and off. It's a challenge to everyone watching to ask, what are the invisible barriers in our own lives or communities?
Well said. And to everyone listening, maybe the best tribute is to keep questioning, what will it take for every girl, not just the stars, to feel she belongs, whether that's in cricket or anywhere else?
Exactly. And even if you're just here for the drama or the memes, remember, the bigger story is always about who gets to dream and who gets to win. So keep the dialogue alive, both online and in real life. Should we call that a wrap, Thomas?
Absolutely, Jane. Folks, keep sharing your thoughts and don't settle for the obvious take. Here's to more drama, more dialogue, and never settling for the easy narrative. Okay, on that positive note, that is a wrap for today then. Well, thanks to everyone for listening to the Daily World Pod by Zebra Truth. If you learned something today or got a little fired up, share the episode, subscribe, and stay tuned. We'll be back with more from the bleeding edge of AI in sports. Meanwhile, you can also visit our website, www.zebratruth.com, and download our app to stay informed and stay connected. Until next time, stay curious, stay critical, and keep asking what the real victory looks like for all of us.